What is up, you beautiful collectors and action figure fans? Thanks for tuning in. One is again. That make no damn sense. Okay, let's try that again. Thanks for tuning in, guys. No, that sounded bad again as well.
I mean, like, the first time you did it, like, it didn't have as much gusto as usual, but, like,
Gusto.
it still sounded, like, good.
What's up, you beautiful collectors and action figure fans? Thanks for tuning in. Once again, it is the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, I'm not even going to cut that out. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look, thanks to the folks over at Mattel, at the new Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection Hat Guy. That's what my girlfriend called him. Hat Guy. And he comes with the Wreck-It Ralph medal. Yeah. This is ORKO. We know it. ORKO, the beloved character from Masters of the Universe, the kind of dorky wizard that fails all the time at things. But we have him here in the new cartoon collection. We did get an Origins version of him. We're going to do a comparison later on. But I also love that he comes with this, because when you come around the back, there it is. The return of ORKO's uncle. Do you guys know who that is? Do you guys? Uncle Montork. Right there. Oh, it's not focusing. Uncle Montork. Yeah, you can actually swap his head out and put Uncle Montork right there. So you kind of need to buy two of these, because you need to have an ORKO and an Uncle Montork. That's just the way that it's going to be. It's two different characters, so you have to have that, which is super, super fun. The other figures here, we already took a look at. What is this? Oh my God. It is actually called the Hero Medal. It's actually called the Hero Medal. So it is a Wreck-It Ralph Hero Medal.
You don't have to call it a Wreck-It Ralph.
But it is a Hero Medal. Like in Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-A. I can't say anything, but you got some art up here that shows we got Teela, He-Man, ORKO, Uncle Montork, and then these two dudes. This was in the return of ORKO's uncle. I forgot their names, but they were like bad wizards from Trala. And what was actually really kind of fun about this episode was this dude here made ORKO super powerful, and he was all doing it to try to impress Uncle Montork, but it turned him kind of evil for a little bit. And then the power of love from his uncle made ORKO even better and came back to his senses. But for the package on this guy, that is about it. Really fun, super excited about this guy. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have the new Cartoon Collection version of ORKO out of the package. And, you know, I'm absolutely surprised at this. I could kind of tell in the box, but I wasn't too terribly sure how much different this one would be from the Origins one. But I'm very happy to say that while it looks very similar, there's not a big difference. There is actually a fairly substantial difference between the two. So starting off first, as always, he does come with the mini comic. You can see She-Ra on the front there. You got the really weird He-Man. I never liked that He-Man. That's the weird one. You got the Cosmic Key in here somewhere. Excuse me. You got ORKO, or you got Hordak fighting. You also do get the bits. Sorry. Where's the? Nope, I don't have the paper. But I got all sorts of different papers here. But you got the bits here to make him Uncle Montork, which is absolutely fantastic. I think that's really cool. It is going to require you to have to buy two of these for a couple reasons, honestly, and I'll get to those here in a sec. He also does come with this Hero Medal, which actually does say Hero right there. But it's a softer material, kind of rubbery, so you can put that around his neck if you so desire. You can kind of see that it's a little bit warped this way, so it'll kind of hang on there. Now, again, I'm coughing. This is the figure, and the thing that really kind of surprised me the most between this one and the Origin one, and I'll bring the Origin one in here in a second, is realistically the size of him. That it really kind of blows my mind. Let me bring that one in, and here he is. There is a big size difference between these, and honestly, I was like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I won't have to buy two of this guy, because I could use this one as Uncle Montork, and this one as ORKO. The problem, though, is his head, when it pops off, and I just dropped the thing, this piece here doesn't remove, so you can't cover this up and do that kind of thing. You would have to be able to remove that, which is, it's kind of disappointing in that regard. I mean, you can just say, where did his thing go? Right, there it is. You can see his display stand. This was articulated, and you can move this around. You also have this kind of, I don't know, like little magical poofiness here, and that just plugs underneath there. And like I said, you can angle this around however you see fit. This one is not articulated, and it's just this clear stand that plugs on the underside. I mean, I guess you rotate that, but there's no articulation in the hinges or anything. But you can see huge size difference between these, to the point where, like, I mean, and you can see it here. There isn't that much of a difference between these. I mean, the colors are essentially the same. The O is a little bit different of a shape, but you can just see that he is bigger than the cartoon collection of him, which is why I really wanted to be able to use this as Uncle Montork, because Uncle Montork in the cartoon was a little bit bigger than ORKO. This was the grown adult. ORKO was like meant to be a kid. I keep saying ORKO. Wait, no, I keep saying ORKO. I keep messing up his name. ORKO. Oh, whatever. But I really wish I could do that with these pieces to kind of swap out, and I can't, and that's really kind of disappointing. So I am going to have to buy a second one of this to be able to do the Uncle Montork look. So what you do is you pop that off, and then pop his head off, maybe. There you go. Pop that off. I'm going to put this back on there, and then you take this, put this on. You got his eyes. Which way does it go? Does it go this way or this way? No, it's definitely this way. So then you pop that on there, just like that. Get that all the way on. And then you take the same hat, and that has a ball joint on there, and you pop that on like that. And now you have Uncle Montork, which you can see is different looking, because ORKO has the big round eyes. He's got the square eyes, almost like they're glasses, and he's got the beard. The problem, and this is why you're going to have to get two, because if you want to have an ORKO and Uncle Montork, you're going to have to get the two of them. I feel like this should go down harder. You're going to need two to be able to, like, put the head on the different bodies. The problem, though, is also the O right here. Montork did not have that on there, and the beard here doesn't really fully cover it up. I thought maybe you could, like, swap it around, but the arms don't. You can't swap the arms around. I thought maybe you know, if they were kind of thinking, you make it where you I'm just gonna leave this off. Pop this off, rotate this around, do something like that, and put the hat back on him. That would be smart. But, because basically this is the same, but you can't swap the arms. The arms are, like, permanently stuck in there. They can't pop out, and I don't want to break it or anything. But it would make a whole lot more sense to be able to do that. So if you wanted to do a Montork sort of thing, you would reverse it like that. But they didn't do that, and that's disappointing. So like I said, there are aspects that I am kind of disappointed in with this. Now, I have seen people actually modify this. Oh, and mine, the whole screw thing completely comes out. I'm going to have to glue that in or something. But there we go. Put that there. Take that off. I have seen people This is slightly sculpted in the circle and then it's painted. I have seen that people are taking a magic eraser, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's a magic eraser, and using that to wipe that off, and it comes off perfectly, and it looks good, but it's you know, kind of unfortunate that you have to do that to be able to do it. I wonder if this is the thing from Skeletor, and that's a slightly different color. So there are things that you're going to have to do to basically kind of recreate a Uncle Montork, and I don't like this. Like, is really loose on his head, but then also because this rotates and the head rotates, it's kind of finicky to get things to really work. It sounds like I'm complaining more in this review. Where did the stand go? Here it is. Then I really intend, because realistically, like I said, it is a really good looking figure. It doesn't really look all that different though from this guy. So to me, it's almost like if you have this one, this is one of the ones where when I have gotten the Cartoon Collection ones, because I'm super into the Cartoon Collection, probably more than the original Origin figures, I've constantly talked about how that the new Cartoon Collection one is replacing the Origin one. I really don't know if the Cartoon Collection one is going to replace the original Origin one. I just don't think there's that much of a difference. I guess I kind of like the black in there. I mean, like, this guy doesn't have that, but it gives kind of more of that black illusion to the eyes, make them look like they float around there. So I mean, I really do like them, but I think that this is a situation where if you have this one, you don't really need to get this guy. It's just a matter of preference, realistically, but there's not a ton difference. And like I said, I'm like, the stand is really kind of nice on this one. The fact that you can articulate it. I love the fact that they include the Montork pieces with ORKO here, but in terms of creating him to look like Montork, it still doesn't work all that well, because you got the O right there. Unless you modify that, you're kind of stuck with a Montork with ORKO's clothes, which is kind of weird. I mean, I do like that he's a little bit smaller, but like I said, I just don't know if it's enough to replace this guy if you already have him in your collection. So I still like him, don't get me wrong. It's still a really well done looking figure. I just think that you're kind of better off keeping the other one at this point in time. But there you go, guys. There's my look at the new Masters of the Universe Cartoon Collection ORKO. If you would like to pick him up for any reason whatsoever, there will be some links down in the video description. Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, Entertainment Earth, and of course Mattel Creations. So that being said, I do again want to send a huge shout out to the folks over at Mattel for sending this figure to me so that I can take a look at them to showcase to you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. Helps out, all that fun stuff. And until next time, this is Optibotimus. I'll talk to you later.